Hello students, welcome to e-learning program. I am Sunilekar from HL English Medium School, Ozer Township, Ozer. Now we are going to learn the sixth chapter, that is beginning of freedom movement. Okay. Now first of all we will read this lesson and I will explain this topic by topic. Okay. Now English education made mixed effects on the Indian society. The seeds of nationalism were sown by the reforms of newly educated society. Due to various movements in different parts of India, a favorable situation was created to build a political organizations on an all India level which will bring together the various provincial political organizations, different groups of political aware people, and to express the aspiration of the nation by diverting the public attention towards the questions of the nation. Okay, now first of all, the English educated Indians were instrumental in bringing about renaissance. They launched reform movements in social, political, religious, economic, and cultural field. The Renaissance sowed the seed of nationalism in India, especially. The various movements in different parts of country created the need of a political organization at all India level having common goal. Every Indian has a common goal is there. It means the freedom of India is there. Okay. Now, second one is the centralization of administration during British rule. Okay. Now, due to the British administration, its implementation on India brought the nation under one roof in its true sense. Due to the identical reforms all over the country and equality before law, the feeling of nationalism developed among the people. For the convenience of administration and sweep movement of the army, the British built network of roads and railways. But these facilities benefited the Indians as well. Okay, they have made the development of the means of communication, and it is the benefited to the Indians also. People from different parts of India came in contact of each other. There was increase in communication and the feeling of nationalism grew up. Okay, now you can understand it that okay, whatever the development British rule, the British government had done, it is the benefit, its benefit also get the Indians also. The uniform policies and equality before law brought unity in the nation. First of all, first thing is very important. What the uniform policies, whatever the equality before law brought unity in the nation. The development of means of transportation and communication. What development means of communication they had done, that is the transportation first of all, and the communication second one is like road, railways brought people the different provinces together, and with increase in contact with each other, the feelings of nationalism grew. A very important thing is there. Okay, and second one is the economic exploitation. You know it very well, British government, they done the exploitation each and every field. Okay, now economic exploitation is there. The Indian wealth was flowing towards England by all means. Due to the imperialist policy of England, there was a beginning of economic exploitation of India. Especially farmers were compelled to take cash crop. They have compulsion. Okay, they compelled to take cash crop. Burden of land taxes, continuous famines. All these broke down the backbone of Indian agriculture. Okay, first of all, what they had done, especially to compel the take the cash crop is there. Then whatever the burden is there, the tax, land tax is there. Okay, they have to pay a lot of taxes there. on the land. Then continuous famine is there. All these things broke down the backbone of the Indian agriculture, the farmers. Traditional industries declined, which led to rise in unemployment. Whatever the industries declined there at that time, and that's why the unemployment increases at that time. The capitalists exploited the worker class. You know it very well. The capitalist is there, the owner of the industries are there. Okay, they exploited the worker class. Various new taxes were imposed on the middle class. Sorry. Now a lot of taxes they imposed on the middle class is there, and this led to growth of discontent among the people is there. Okay, now the Western education just they started in the India is there. Okay, due to spread of Western education, new ideas such as justice, liberty, equality, democracy, etc. were introduced to the Indians through the Western education. Whenever in India, British government spread the Western education, at that time, Indians got the new ideas such as justice, liberty, equality, democracy. Like that, they introduced to the Indian people. Rationalism, scientific attitude, humanity, nationalism, these principles were accepted by the Indians especially. Very important thing is the rationalism is there. They are starting the thinking about the nationality, the freedom of India and whatever. So then very important scientific attitude they got the through Western education. Okay, then humanity, nationalism, these principles were accepted the Indians. Therefore, the inculcated feelings that we are capable of carrying out the work of the country, and its progress is possible by following these principles. India is country of diverse languages, but with the introduction of English language, India got new medium of communication. Very important thing. Whenever they got the Western education, especially they started thinking about the things, the scientific attitude, humanity, what is nationalism, what is freedom, just these things they are thinking about. Okay, and then new language, especially uh, English language they introduce through this education is there. Okay, now study of ancient Indian history. The ascetic society was established at Bengal by British. Many Indian and Western scholars started study of Indian culture. Very important thing is that ascetic society was established in Bengal first of all, and at that time the Indians and Western scholars they started the study of Indian culture. Okay, the manuscript in the Sanskrit, Persian, and other languages were examined and research was published. Okay, very important thing what at that time the very a lot of manuscripts are there. Okay, these are in Sanskrit language, in Persian language, and any other languages are there. Okay, and they started examined and research whatever they have published. Okay, now Dr. Bhau Daji Lard, Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar. These Indian scholars made intensive study, understanding that we are blessed with glorious ancient tradition. The Indians were awakened with a sense of identity. The Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute is working since last 100 years in Pune. A very great research was there, very great institute was there. Okay, research institute was there, and who has established that is the Bhandarkar Oriental Research was there. Okay, now contribution of newspaper. Contribution newspaper during the period English and vernacular means domestic. Okay, domestic. The English and vernacular newspaper and periodicals that is magazines are there, came to be published through these newspaper. Political and social awakening took place. Newspaper like Darpan, Prabhakar, Hindu, Amrit, Bazar Patrika, Kesri, Maratha started criticizing the government. And at that time, you know it very well. All these newspaper The role of newspaper in that before the freedom of India is very important, is there, very great was there. Okay, and through this newspaper, which are they, the Darpan newspaper is there, Prabhakar newspaper is there, Hindu, Amrit Bazar Patrika, then Kesari, Maratha. These paper, through this paper, the Indian reformers criticizing the British government. Establishment of Indian National Congress. Okay, December 1885, the first session of Indian National Congress was held at Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit School in Mumbai. 72 delegates from different provinces of India participated in this session. Very important thing is there. The first moment of the freedom is there. December 9, 1885, the first session of Indian National Congress was held. Where it was held? The Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit School in Mumbai. Okay, in that session, 72 delegates were presented at that time. Okay, Vyamesh Chandra Banerjee, a renowned lawyer from Calcutta, was the president of session. In this session, they established the Indian National Congress. Okay, under the president of Vyamesh Chandra Banerjee, who was the renowned lawyer, was lawyer from the Kolkata is there. Okay, and they established the National Indian National Congress was there. And at that time, Alan Hume, a British officer, took lead in the establishment of the Indian National Congress. The British officer Alan Hume, who also took the lead to establish in the establishment of the Indian National Congress, increased proportion of Indians in the administration, reduction of military expenses by the British government. Such statements were sent to the British government. Okay, now you can understand that what the founding the session of the Indian National Congress took place the 20th December 1885, where it was the Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit School is there. It was president by Venkat Chandra Banerjee was there. Then Alan Hume, who take initiative in the founding the Indian National Congress. Then increase in number of Indians in administration and culture and curtailment in the expenditure on the military were demanded to send the British government, and it paved a way for the Indian freedom movement was there. Okay, the next topic is that the objectives of Indian National Congress. Now they have established the Indian National Congress is there when in 1885. Okay, in Mumbai. But what is the objective? What was the objectives of the national Indian National Congress is there? Okay, to make the people from different parts of India forget the differences in religion, race, caste, language, geographical territories, and bring them on a common platform to understand each other's problems and views, to increase the feeling of oneness among the people, to take efforts for the development of the country were the objectives of the Indian National Congress. Okay, what are the objectives? To bring together the people of Indian and on common platform, irrespective of the religion, race, caste, language, and geographical territories are there. Okay, then second one is what objective is there? To create feeling on of oneness and bring about unity among them. Very great objective is there. What is the to create feeling of oneness and the unity is there. Okay, and then to understand each other's problem and view. Just they have to solve the or the understand of the other problem of the views are there, to discuss the measure for the upliftment of the countries there. Okay, now then next topic is there the moderate phase. Okay, what is the moderate phase is there, and who are the participated in the moderate phase is there when it was established. Okay, especially the 1885 to 1905 it was the moderate phase is there. The early 10 years. Okay, early 10 years after establishment of Indian National Congress, their contribution was very slow but consistent. The leaders of Indian National Congress were realistic and highly educated. They were aware that through organized work, a strong foundation needs to be built up. Western thinkers' philosophy of liberalism, freedom, equality, fraternity, these values had an impact on them. And they believe in constitutional methods. They had a hope that if we demand through constitutional methods, then the British will give justice to our demands. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Firoz Shah Mehta, Surendranath Banerjee were all moderate leaders. In the session of Indian National Congress, different relations were to put forward by them, such as to get representation in provincial legislature, then jobs for the educated Indians, cutting down the increased expenses on military. Legislature and judiciary should be separated for safeguarding legal rights of Indians, etc. Now, to cause a split in the national movement, the British implemented the policy of divide and rule. The dangerous thing is there. Okay, whatever the implemented of the policy of divide and rule by the British government is there. Okay, now just would like to explain this. The leaders of the Indian National Congress were realistic and high educated and had faith on justice of the British. The moderates wanted to carry out nationalistic movement within the framework of law by constitutional means. They were of opinion that a strong foundation needs to be built through organized work. The philosophy and principles like liberalism, freedom, equality, fraternity of the Western thinkers influenced them. Then Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Firoz Shah Mehta, Surendranath Banerjee were the moderate leaders were there. Okay. Now, the next topic is that the extremist phase is there. Okay, after that the first of all the moderate phase and extremist phase, two phases are there. Okay, we can say in Marathi, moderate phase means the mawad or nemas the team is there. Okay, the temperate people are there, but extremist team is there, the very dangerous, very furious people were there. So, I would like to say they wanted to attack on the British government and just wanted to freedom from them. Okay, all Indians leaders who were politically aware kept aside their differences of caste, religion, language, provinces, and gathered on a single platform of India. National Congress, there were unanimous decision regarding the objectives of the Congress and taking forward the movement by constitutional means, but there were differences regarding the working system. These were ideological differences. From these differences, two main political groups were formed: the moderate, who advocated peaceful and constitutional manner, and extremists who believed in a severe struggle for attainment of freedom. Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bipin Chandra Pal were believed to extremist leaders. Now we can say the group of the Lal, Bal, and Pal. Lal means Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal means Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Pal means Bipin Chandra Pal. They are the extremist phases, that the extremist leaders are there. They wanted the severe struggle, okay, from the attainment of the freedom. In early period, the extremist leaders for bringing political awakening among the Indians used method like newspaper, national festivals, and national education. Kesri and Maratha were the newspaper through which Lokmanya Tilak made severe criticism on suppressive policy of British. Now you know it very well. The extremist leaders, especially Bal Gangadhar Tilak, they had published the Maratha and newspaper, and they believed on the newspaper. Okay, they criticized on the British government through the newspaper, which are the suppressive policy of the British is there. In Bengal province, Amrit Bazar Patrika was mouthpiece of extremist ideology, and in Bengal, the Amrit Bazar Patrika was there, established there. Okay, it was published, mouthpiece was there, and it was the great extremist ideologies there. By forgetting the internal differences, people should come together and exchange their ideas. Common people should get inspiration from a contribution of national personalities. With these objectives, Tilak started organizing of Shiv Jayanti and Ganeshotsav. Recently we have celebrated Ganeshotsav there. Okay, what is the intention of Bal Gangadhar Tilak is there? That is the all the common people they came together. Okay, and just they celebrated and celebrate the Ganeshotsav. And what is the main objective is there? Just they came together and just they wanted to know the awakening of the Indian people, or the aware of the freedom of the struggle is there. Okay, so they established these festivals are there for political reasons. If people come together, then government will ban them. What is the thinking of the Bal Gangadhar Tilak is there, or these people is there? When the common people come together, the government will ban them. But for religious reason, the people come together, the government will not ban them, was his opinion. And in the Mandale prison, Tilak wrote Gita Rahasya. The greatest novel is there. Gita Rahasya is there. Who has written? The Bal Gangadhar Tilak has written in Mandale prison is there. Its core was philosophy of Karma Yoga and stressed that people should always be in action. Very great philosophy was there. Stressed on the people should always be in action. Action should be there, and in the struggle movement action should be there, and they believed that on the action. The extremist leader established education institutions for creating generation concern about own language and tradition. The extremist leaders were of the opinion of, if lakhs of people take part in the freedom movement and challenge the British government by struggling against them, only then success will be achieved. The unanimously believed the movement should be made more severe, but they did not adopt the means of revolution, rather insisted for the extensive public agitation. The moderates laid the foundation of freedom movement, and the extremes carried forward the movement. Now we can see that to get the what is the resolution past, the different recession are there. Okay, the leaders of the Indian National Congress who believed severe struggle to attain the freedom were known as extremists. Okay, the moderates and the extremists were unanimous about the objective of Congress, but they had differences regarding the method to achieve it. They advocated intensification of struggle, since the British did not respond to the petition and appeals. Lokmanya Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai were the leaders of extremist group of the Indian National Congress. According to these leaders, it lakhs of people participated in the freedom movement and challenged the British movement. It will be successful 100%. And they did not adopt the means of armed revolution, but insisted on extensive agitation. Okay, now in 1897 in Pune, the epidemic of plague had spread on large scale. Now, whatever recently you have suffered from the epidemic coronavirus, COVID-19 is there, you know it very well. And at that time, 1897, what epidemic of was there? The spreading was there. The plague was spreading at that time. Okay, on a large scale. Hundreds of people died due to it. An officer named Rand was appointed. The plague patients were surged out and oppressive measures were adopted. As a revenge, the Chafekar brothers assassinated Rand. The government tried to connect a relation of Lokmanya Tilak with this conspiracy, and after being unsuccessful, the government imprisoned Tilak with revenge. Now Chapekar brothers unite very well. They took the revenge of the Rand. Okay. Why unite very well? Because of they didn't look to the people are there. Okay. The common people especially. The partition of Bengal. The British decided to use the policy of divide and rule. Very dangerous policy was there. The British government implemented to create the rift between Hindu Muslim community. The then Viceroy, Lord Curzon, contributed to it. Bengal was a very large province. To carry out the work of this province was difficult from administrative point of view. By putting up the reason, in 1905, he declared the partition of Bengal province. With this partition, arrangement was made such that majority Muslim will remain in East Bengal and West Bengal for majority of Hindus. The hidden strategy of British was if the Hindu Muslim were divided due to the partition, then the freedom movement will be weakened. Very dangerous policy was there. First of all, they implemented the rule and divide and rule is there. Okay, and then they started to rift between the Hindu and Muslim is there. Whenever they came separated, Hindu and Muslim communities have become separated. The uh, freedom movement will be weakened, and that is the very dangerous hidden strategy of British government was there. Okay, then anti-partition movement, the Indian public awakening at that time, and they knew that what is the British government had done. Okay, there was public awakening against partition not only in Bengal but all over India. 16 October, the day of partition, was observed as National Mourning Day when they done the 16th October, the partition of the Bengal is there. That time, the Indian people awakening, and they decided that the 16th October, the day of partition, was observed as a national mourning day. Shokadin. Okay, all over India, there were protested meetings to condemn the government's decision. Vande Mataram came to be sung everywhere as a symbol of unity. Raksha Bandhan programs were held. Students in large number boycotted government schools and colleges and participated in movement, freedom movement. The leadership of the movement was in the hands of Surendranath Banerjee, Anand Mohan Bose, Rabindranath Tagore, and such other leaders. The extent of Indian National Congress increased due to the anti-partition movement, and it became national movement. And this anti-partition movement not only limited to the Bengal, East Bengal, West Bengal, and all this, the especially region is there, but it become the extent of the Indian National Congress. It become the national wide movement is there, and owing to the severity of dissatisfaction, the British annulled the partition of Bengal. Now students, we will see the another point is the next or the further chapter or the lesson in the part 2 of this lesson. Okay, thank you very much.